Everyone, welcome to the Socialpreneur Podcast. This is season 3, episode 4. We're moving right along. I'm so happy to have you all here. The Socialpreneur Podcast strives to bring you great people, which I think I do, and people that I think you can resonate with about business, about social media, about lifestyle, mom stuff. And today's guest, I'm super excited about. Her and I met, I think the first time we actually met, and I'll introduce her in a minute, was at an event years ago, an India Hicks event years ago. And then I think we re-met at Kentucky Derby Museum, maybe fashion show, maybe,
Yeah.
maybe not, maybe not. But I'm excited because she is a pillar of the community here in Louisville. If you're in Louisville, you'll recognize her. If you're not in Louisville, you still might recognize her. I mean, she's a philanthropist. She's a former news anchor. She's a mom. She is all those things. She's an entrepreneur. She's a business owner. So I'm going to welcome Elizabeth Woolsey. She's one of my favorite people. Elizabeth, welcome to the Socialpreneur Podcast. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thanks so much for having me. I'm so glad we had an opportunity to meet. It was at the India Hicks event. If you're familiar with her, she was in Princess Diana's wedding. That was kind of her claim to fame, and she launched.
I think she's Prince Charles's cousin, maybe second cousin, somehow related to the royal family.
Yeah.
From that. Elizabeth, tell us a little bit about yourself, and I'm excited to jump into some of your businesses and some of the things you're doing around town and in life and things like that.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I stepped away from TV news in 2020 because my kids were getting older, busier. My husband's job was becoming busier with a lot of travel. We don't have any family in Louisville. We've been here for, 25 or 26 years. So it's really become home, but we don't have any family here. So I could just see I needed to be more present at home, taking care of everything the kids needed, my husband needed. So I stepped back. Who knows? I may pop back in sometime in the future. We'll see. But I have 2 boys. They are 15 and almost 17. So they're both in high school playing sports, super busy. One of them is driving, one is not, but it's been great. It was so nice for them. And they told me just how nice it was to have me pick them up at school, which I had really never been able to do. Take them, pick them up. That was just little things like that. And the extra time I was able to have with them, having dinners when we're able to do that. But I'll tell you what, everybody said, well, if you think you're going to have a lot of free time on your hands, you're not. And I jumped in. I love to give back to this community that has given so much to me and my family and means so much to us. So I got active in a couple of boards, the Kosair Advisory Council, which is part of Kosair for Kids, doing great things for kids in Kentucky and Southern Indiana, and Anchal Project, which was started by 2 Louisville girls to help economically disadvantaged women in India. And they create beautiful things, sell them here. The women in India make them. It gives them an income and economic independence, which I love. And then I got involved in Beautycounter too, which is clean beauty. And that's a little side hustle that I never intended to actually turn into a business, but it's been a lot of fun and I've really enjoyed it and met a lot of people. And so lots going on.
Yes.
Long your question.
She is a busy entrepreneur, mompreneur, whatever you want to call her. Can you tell us a little bit how, what your background is? How do you got started in the news anchor field? I know I think you were somewhere else maybe before you were here, and you've been here for a while, but how did you get started into that?
I actually went to the University of Missouri, which has a great journalism school, but I did not graduate from the J school. I had lots of friends who did. It was kind of a secondary interest, but I really geared my college experience to political science, moved to Capitol Hill when I graduated from Mizzou, got a job on the Hill, and it was fascinating. Great experience. Moved out there with no job. I knew a couple of girls. We all moved in together. And I actually got a little disillusioned with what I saw even years ago. It's changed a lot since, but it wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. great experience, wouldn't change it for anything. I worked for a congressman from New Jersey. And after a couple of years, I really just saw that this wasn't for me. I never intended to work in politics other than being behind the scenes. So I worked on a presidential campaign as a volunteer and worked on the Hill, and just realized within a few years that wasn't for me. So I thought, well, journalism had been a secondary interest. I'm going to move back home. I got an internship at a TV station in my hometown, and then got a job at a tiny market in Joplin, Missouri, running the studio camera for the anchors. Honestly, I wasn't very good at that job because I was so much more interested in what the anchors were doing and how all that was working. But that's how I got my start, worked my way up to a reporter, eventually an anchor, and moved to smaller markets around the country before getting a job here in Louisville to help launch the morning show at WDRB.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So how did that morning show take you into entrepreneurship, philanthropy, and everything? I know you were on the morning show and maybe even the afternoon for a long time, and you did that for a long time, and people knew you from that, and then you kind of transitioned. But how did that help you get to the other entrepreneurship and things that you're doing in your life now?
I think one common denominator is just meeting and relating to all kinds of different people who are at different stages in life. Enjoying that. Communication skills, of course, helped. But as I said, I never really intended to do this. And honestly, some of it is a completely different skill set. Sales was completely foreign to me. And I
Hmm.
think I always understood the value of social media, which is a big part of journalism, just getting things out quickly and succinctly, whether it's X or Instagram, Facebook. We did it all on a daily basis. So I enjoy that. Not everyone does, but I kept up with that because I enjoyed it. And I think being able to continue to reach people through social media was a big benefit with Beautycounter.
Right.
And honestly, it was really foreign to me at first because sales and news don't and shouldn't mesh. So it was great for me to push myself and learn some new skills and go out to community events with a pop-up with my things to share clean, non-toxic beauty products that are better for us than many things that are on the market. But it was partly learning new skills and stretching myself. So that was interesting, and I have great mentors, and it's been fun.
I love that you kind of married both of them together, and they married together through social media. So you used that social media once you left news anchoring to you might have already started your business before you left, but you kind of helped you grow the business that you are doing now, which is Beautycounter. And you and I have talked about Beautycounter a lot because I love beauty products, and I use the vitamin C oil or serum that I've gotten from you. So talk about how you use social media for Beautycounter, and then talk a little bit about what Beautycounter is, because some people still may not have heard of it.
Beautycounter was founded by a woman about 11 years ago who wanted safe, non-toxic, clean products for her daughter and herself. She was seeing lots of people with cancer and battling diseases, and some of it is just reducing your toxic load. And she created this line from the ground up, starting with just a handful of products that don't have chemicals like asbestos and lead and endocrine disruptors. In fact, we're coming out with a new line this month of fragrance. It's the first clean fragrance we have come up with. And it's important because people just don't understand. You don't typically, I've used beauty products from all different lines for years,
Mhm.
makeup, skincare. What you're putting on your body is being absorbed. And if it's full of toxic ingredients, that's going into your body and can cause allergies, endocrine issues, which leads to,
Infertility,
for which,
because we talked about that.
yes. So people just don't realize it's important to educate yourself. And when I first started using Beautycounter, I didn't know. I didn't know any of this. I used them because I loved the products. They performed so well. And I think initially years ago when clean products started coming out, they didn't necessarily perform that well, but these really do. And you always know, because we're transparent about every ingredient that goes in our products, that what you're putting on your mouth, for instance, your lipstick, you're licking your lips, you're ingesting your lipstick literally every day. So that is one of the most important things I think to start with, because you want it to be safe and healthy, not ingesting potentially harmful toxic chemicals.
Right.
So
I
that's what,
totally agree with that.
yeah,
Me being pregnant, I've been more aware. Let's back up. Me and having infertility made me a lot more aware. And now being pregnant to make me even more aware about what I'm putting in my body and on my body. So I appreciate that Beautycounter does that for me. And I
yeah,
don't have to. I mean, everybody's always needs to do their own research, but I know Beautycounter has been known for being non-toxic and healthy to the environment and the skin, which I truly appreciate. So how do you use social media with your Beautycounter business in order to grow, make sales, make awareness to everything?
I think, I don't know about you, but I love Instagram and I'm on it. I hate to say first thing in the morning and right before I go to bed, whichever all the research says, don't do that. But
Mhm.
I do. It's just,
It's
it's
the world we're coming to. It's the world we're in.
yeah. So I feel like just showing, I mean, you can talk all day long about products, but being able to demo them, show how they work, show different colors, I think that just gets some interest and they can see how easy something is to use or literally what it does to your skin. The before and after, I think, is just powerful. And you can literally show them that in a reel or in stories. I just think that's helpful. And I think you can reach more people. I've grown my social media. It's a bit slower of a grow, not being on TV every day, but and you actually helped me do that. I worked with you for a little bit and it was really helpful to
Thank
learn
you.
the planning ahead that needs to be done if you really want to grow your following on social media. But you can be successful with 100 followers. You don't have to have 50,000 to be successful. Just being present every day, being yourself. I think people just can relate to you. And I love to meet new people through social media. I think it's a lot of fun and a helpful tool to grow your business just by getting the word out and hopefully reaching new people.
Right. So with Beautycounter, what's one or two of your favorite products that you use all the time? I know you use a lot of them, but what name some of your favorites?
Well, I think the vitamin C serum, which you
Mhm.
mentioned, our top seller. It's packed with vitamin C, gives your skin a glow, reduces the appearance of dark spots. I use that every day, no matter what. The mascara is amazing. I didn't realize this, but some mascaras on the market contain a product called carbon black, which is actually used to make tires for
Mm.
trucks. Our mascara does not do that. It's super lengthening, and I feel like it's just as good as getting lash extensions just with the mascara. I also love our Dew Skin tinted moisturizer. I use that daily because it has 20 SPF, so it gives you a little bit of a glow. If I'm on the run, don't have time to put a whole face on, I throw that on, some lip gloss, mascara, and that's it. But yeah, I use it all. The anti-aging skincare is fantastic. I've used it for years. And I realized I used to mix and match products from different lines, skincare, makeup. I
Mhm.
see now how the power of a regimen, several products that are designed to work together, how that can really make a difference in your skin. Because if you don't have good skin, your makeup's not going to look good either. So really the basis is good
Right.
skincare to get your skin looking its best.
Yeah, I mean, you need to take care of your skin like you need to take care of your body
Yeah,
and your nutrition. If you don't, they're all go hand in hand. If you don't do that, then you're going to tell a difference. So,
so, so true.
so how is this? So you're this entrepreneur, you're this mompreneur, and we talked about you leaving being a news anchor, starting this business, but also doing that because you wanted to spend more time with your family and more time with your kids, and you probably wanted to do some more stuff like volunteer and
Yeah.
philanthropy and things like that. So how are you kind of marrying your entrepreneurship together, being a mom, being a wife, being all of this? How are you doing all this? What's a day like for you?
It's kind of different every day. I'm actually getting messages. We're working on I'm a team mom for the football team. So I'm getting messages even while I'm on this podcast with you about different things we're working on. That was tricky, I will admit, because when you're used to a set schedule every day, it was really hard for me at first to figure out, what do I do with myself? Do I sleep in? But a lot of times the board work, there are set meetings and you just have a schedule as far as when things happen. The beauty of Beautycounter actually is I can work that in anywhere. If I'm traveling, if I'm at home, that's the beauty of that, and being able to do that from home and on my schedule. Really, it's working around the kids' schedules, the board schedules, and then fitting other things in when I can. I guess I haven't really found a complete system that's probably 100% that I would recommend, but
You're getting it done.
I'm getting it done, yes. And I would say it's busy from 6:30 in the morning till 9 or 10 at night.
I follow your stories on Instagram, and you're always doing something. You're always somewhere. It's always like, where's Elizabeth at today? Or what's Elizabeth doing today? Like, you are a busy woman, and I don't know how you fit it all in, but it seems like you have a great life. I mean, you're doing some really good things here in the community and elsewhere. I know that your kids are almost grown, and one's driving, like you said. So what's the next step for you? I know Beautycounter is part of that next step. What are you striving for? What are you thinking in the next 3 to 5 years? What can we see Elizabeth doing?
I will definitely continue to give back to the community. I'm passionate about both those boards that I serve on, and other opportunities to do that may crop up. Staying involved in my kids' school, being able to be present with them and continue to do that. We're actually looking at colleges now for my older son,
I
who's
saw that.
going to be a senior next year. But I may step back into TV journalism at some point, just in a small way. We'll see. We'll see what that looks like. I think I was just talking to my husband recently. Things are so crazy, crazy busy for both of us. We're kind of passing in the night. He's working late. I'm doing stuff with the kids. And then all of a sudden, as they get, to be seniors in high school, you realize, wow, they are going to be gone soon.
Mhm.
What is life going to look like at that point? And I know I'll stay busy. I think I'm just that type of person who is always going to be busy and doing things, whether it's community work, volunteer work, Beautycounter. Who knows? I think, yeah, I may step back into TV at some point. We'll see.
Definitely looking forward to that and seeing what you are going to get up to in the next couple years. Tell people where they can find you, like what's your social, and I'll also put all this down in the box with the information where they can find you. Tell people how they can find your Beautycounter and anything else you want them to know.
Yes. Beautycounter. It's actually linked on my Instagram. My Instagram is ELIZ Woolsey, Eliz Woolsey. My Instagram page is just Elizabeth Woolsey. And like you say, you'll have the links there. Beautycounter. It's actually Beautycounter / Elizabeth Doster, but the link is on my Instagram. So you can there. And I love doing this community. Louisville seems like a big city, but it's really a small town. So I have someone coming over tomorrow just to do a one-on-one consultation. And I've met so many great people just doing that and doing pop-ups to share these clean products with people. So I'm always reaching out, inviting people to do that and come see everything and try it on and see what works for you. But I'm very active on Instagram, not so much on Facebook, but I'm doing my best.
We'll definitely have all that information down below, so that make sure you give Elizabeth a follow. If you're interested in Beautycounter, check out our website or reach out to her if you have some questions. I know they have some really good products because I've tried more than just the vitamin C serum. I've tried the balms and stuff like that. I need to look more into the other stuff that they have. So definitely check that out. Elizabeth, thank you for being on the Socialpreneur podcast. We really appreciate it. I think you gave people a lot of good little nuggets on how to one transition to the next thing, and also how to be a mompreneur with having kids and running around and doing this and that and the other. So we truly appreciate that and having you on. Everybody, please like, subscribe, share. And if you have a customer for Elizabeth, send them her way. Even if it's not your thing, it might be their thing. We love to share everything. So thank you all, and we will see you in the next episode.
Thanks.
Bye.
You, Allison.